And the next step now, just before we start stringing the blind, is to put the cord tensioner on the control end. It slots into a little hole in the control end, and then it's secured with a little plastic pin that goes in to the control end. Now our blind is ready to be strung. Next step, stringing. But before we start stringing the blind, we need to find out how much cord we'll need for it. And again, I'm going to refer to our calculation sheet because it tells us exactly how much cord we'll need for the blind. It says here pulley cord 5,725 mil, and always add 110 millimeters to it. So it's 5,725 millimeters plus 180, which gives us 5,905 millimeters. Okay, I'm gonna measure the cord now. Now, before I start feeding the cord through the handsets and runners, it's always useful to burn the ends of the cord a little bit, so they're much harder in the end and pointy. This will help us to put the cord through the runners. Firstly, I put the first end of the cord through the control and set cover for the hole that is closer to us, and then it goes through the hole on the control end here. Just remember when you're stringing that the cord always has to go through the same holes. They have to be in line, and then the cord goes through the cord tensioner. And to put the cord through the cord tensioner, we need to use cord tensioner tool. It just slots into two holes on the side of it here, and by pressing it, I release the stop on the hole, and the cord goes through it freely like that. Unfortunately, you have to press the cord tensioner with this tool all the time in order to pull it through. Okay, then I always just pull more of it, so I don't have to come back here and do it again every time. then the cord goes through the runners. There's a slot in the runners. There's a slot in the runner, and when they're together like that, it's much easier to do it when they're all together because they're all in line, and you can just put it through much easier. One way. Then it goes all the way down, and it goes on the little wheel on the idle end. From outside through inside of it, and then all the way down. And now we can put this end of the cord on the cord drive runner here. Just make a little loop and wrap it around. Like that. Okay, and now I'm going to put the other. I'm going to feed the other end of the cord for the control and the cover. And through the control end. And again, I have to use this tool. Press it in like that, and the cord goes through it easily. And again, through the bunch of runners. And straight on the cord right. And again, wrap the end of the cord around it. And to secure the cord in the cord drive runner, I'm going to use that plate and the screw. And now screw the plate into the cord drive runner. Okay. And the blind is strong now. Just pull back the cord so it's nice and tight, and it doesn't tangle up when we put the cylinder with the runners inside of a headrail. Okay, now I'm gonna put the runners inside of the headrail. just you gotta be careful with the cord, because there's a lot of it, and you must make sure that the cord doesn't tangle inside of the headrail. Now I slot the console and into the headrail, but it mustn't go all the way in it. Just leave a little gap, because you're gonna have to put the cover over it later on. Okay, and now the next step is to measure the chain, and again the size of the chain is specified in the calculation sheet here. Operating chain 2 meters. I always measure a little bit or longer, just giving an extra 200 mil, let's say. And later on we'll use the length of the cord, the drop of the cord as a guide to trim the chain to size. So it's 2 meters. Like I said, I'm going to give say 100-200 mil extra. Basically, it's got to be longer than what it says here in the calculation sheet. 1, 2, a bit extra. And then I put the chain through 2 holes in the control and cover. All of it through here, just leaving a little bit on this side of the cover for the wheel to put on it. And then the chain on the wheel slots into the control end, just like that. And then the next step is to put the control end holder into place. There's a little hole, there's a little slot.
Ile razy?
Okay, now to secure the idle end in the Headrail, I'm going to use the idle end cover. Basically, it has two slots in it, and it slides onto the idle end cover, just like that.